Hi Taurus, my name is Audrey Alison. Thanks for joining me for your June 2017 forecast for the month. I'm shuffling the Cosmic Tarot by Norbert Loesch during the Astro forecast. I wanted to quickly tell you I'm now on Vimeo on demand. You can find the links below for all of the new things I have going on. I'd really appreciate you meeting me there. That focus is very less on the astrology because I am a clairvoyant psychic medium. I just don't advertise that as much on YouTube as I do the astrology. However, if you're interested in that portion of what I do here in these forecasts, I think you'd really enjoy what I'm doing on Vimeo on demand. So check that out if you have time. Let's get to the forecast. Again, links are below in the Show More section of this page, of this video. Okay, on the 4th of June, we've got Mars making a transit into the sign of Cancer. And for you, Taurus, this entire month, there is stimulation in a big way in your third house of writing, of communications, of editing, speech, local travel, neighborhoods, connections with siblings, movement, all things third house. So Mars is activating the sector, and Mars is energy and stamina and passionate energy. So the third house, for people who are writers, editors, journalists, there's tons of things that can relate to communications. I can't list them all, but you know who you are. This is going to see you very active and required and acquired. So this does a lot, even though it's the third house. I think it really helps the career. All of this energy is trining Neptune in the 11th house of goals. So aim large, aim big, Taurus. This is an active placement for marketing and publishing and promoting. So it's the smaller version of promotion. The 9th house is a large promotion house and the 11th house as well, but this is local scenes, and you could be really out and noticed, and in a good way, in your neighborhood, to connect you to something related to your goals or finishing something that you desire, Mars, desire to achieve. On the 6th, Venus enters your first house. Your ruling planet is home with you, where she is effortlessly smoothing over all things Taurian. You look your best. When Venus is in the first house of self and body, Taurus is radiating, actually, because she is not only the planet of attraction and beauty, she's your ruling planet. So you're looking your best, and you're feeling that way. There's a balance to your life right now as well, Taurus, from the 6th of June through the rest of the month. On that same day, on the 6th, Mercury moves into Gemini. That's also the planet that governs that same sign of Gemini. So planets are coming home. It's the theme. And this really says a lot for your money sector. When Mercury is in the 2nd house, you are going over your budget with a fine-tooth comb, very detailed in where you are spending, how you are spending, what you're earning. You could see accountants at this time and getting the right details and information in order for budgeting, or any savings that you've accumulated might need to be gone over at that time. Information about money. Also, your self-confidence in how you're speaking is raised here. Mercury governing the speech, and the 2nd house not only being money but self-confidence. So Mercury here could have you saying things not diligently. What's the right word? You're not using self-deprecation, let's put it that way. You're boosting yourself up. You're talking, I can't think of the word. It'll come to me though. Oh, highly, like speaking, high self-esteem. You're speaking in high esteem, I think is what I'm trying to say, of yourself and others. You're just speaking more positively, positive vibes. On the 9th, we have our full moon at 18 degrees of Sagittarius, and this is in your 8th house, Taurus, of intimacy and shared resources. So full moon, awareness, culmination, what the moon is shining her fullest on, you're emotionally drawn to that area. This could be your intimacy, your sex life, the 8th house of privacy, and wow, why did I say privacy? I'm not English. Maybe some of you are English, and it's, wow, that is weird. It's privacy, I know that, but privacy is what I just needed to say. So maybe that's applying to some of you British folks out there. Full moon, awareness. What needs to be seen in your intimate relationships, in your shared resources department, property. Maybe you're putting an end to waiting on a settlement, waiting on land, waiting on an inheritance, and the full moon brings that closure. It could apply very differently. Please watch all of your sun, moon, and rising signs for a full scope. As well on Vimeo too, that will be helpful. Now on the 9th as well, we have the full moon and Jupiter going direct. The planet of abundance now full speed ahead at 13 degrees of Libra through the 10th of October of this year. And your health is fabulous, Taurus. There's now a lot of time for healing in those remaining months that he's there. Watch your weight. There's 2 sectors where Jupiter could expand your waistline. One of them is the 1st house of self and body, and the other is the 6th house of health and maintenance. So you've got to put in the work in order to keep the pounds off, because he's jovial and expansive just like Santa Claus. And he can pack on a few pounds. They go away once he leaves. But since this transit happens once every 12 years, but 6 years between the 1st and 2nd, or 1st and 6th house, so you get a 6-year reprieve before he hits that sector where he could affect your weight again. Think about that. Think about in your life. First, watch your ascendant sign, because that's going to resonate strictly with your astrological chart and your houses. So check out that forecast, okay, your ascendant, and then see where Jupiter is for you there. And tally that up. Think back when he was in your 6th house and 1st house, if you were gaining weight, because I think you could do the math and you'll notice that you did pack on some pounds. It kind of works like clockwork like that. Very cyclical. There's no coincidences that there's 12 months in a year, 12 hands on the clock. You know, everything's a sequence around here. So I think it's reliable. At the very least, it's reliable. On the, where am I at? Okay, Jupiter direct through October 10th in this 6th house of health, well-being, and daily work and regimen. A lot of you are expanding the job as well. And that includes your responsibility within the job, because just as much as Jupiter increases your worth and your elevation in career and work, he increases the workload and the responsibility that comes along with that. Even though that's more of a Saturn energy, Jupiter can increase the workload required for elevation in the work sector. So keep that in mind too. And now on the 20th, yay, just a few minutes earlier than normal, our sun enters Cancer. Our summer solstice is here in the northern hemisphere. Again, activating the 3rd house where Mars is stationed. So the sun and Mars are conjunct. And those are the 2 feistiest or fieriest, warmest, hottest planets. All in the 3rd house of communication, speech. Watch your tone when speaking. Aggressive-wise, and road rage and things like that can happen with Mars in the 3rd, but also conjunct the sun. Very powerful energy here in the 3rd house of writing, communication, local travel. Great time for Taurus to travel now that Mercury is direct. And speaking of Mercury, on the 21st, the very next day after the summer solstice, Mercury enters Cancer in this 3rd house. So it's time to travel, Taurus. Even if these are short day trips, weekend trips, short excursions. That's what the 3rd house is for. You don't have to go to London. Oh, I'm drawn to some British energy in this reading. London, privacy, something's going on here. So what's up across the pond if you're watching? So with Mercury in your third house, that is like a double whammy. Mercury is communications in the house of communication. Write your book, Taurus. What do I want to say that for? Write your books, promote yourself, even if it's in a smaller swimming pool right now. You'll get to the ocean eventually to promote yourself. Beautiful. Mercury conjunct the Sun, conjunct Mars, and on the 23rd, we have our new moon at 2 degrees of Cancer in this sector. Moon conjunct the Sun, Mars, and Mercury, all in the third house for Cancer this month. Happy birthday to you. I want to pull your cards. With the new moon, you want to set your intentions on all things communications, study, learning, writing, interviewing, analyzing, details, travel. So if you have an idea of what you want to do with that new moon, you want to focus your intention. And speaking of that, that's a little segue into a little promo that I have going on for new moon intention energy bracelets, in addition to the HENERGIE, which is a henna temporary tattoo that I have on all over. They're amazing. I had it a lot more on my hands, but I've had them on for several days, so they're wearing off. They last about 5 days, but it's part of the promo that I'm interested in. If you click the link, you get 10% off of these treats for Mother's Day or whatever you're into, and you use the code GEMMY, and Melis Accessories creates these fabulous new moon intention bracelets. They're actually programmed. Each color means something. I've got psychic ability, clairvoyance, love, protection, harmony, healing. I've got it all. And the decals also come in different vibes. This is love. I'm trying to attract some of that into my own life. So we'll see how it works. I'm excited about it. Thanks for listening, and details in the link below. Oh, one more thing. These come with a scroll for a ritual for you to perform on the new moon. How cool is that? And a list of all of the new moons of the year. It's pretty sweet and right up my alley. So I had to mention it to you guys. Okay, here's your cards for the month of June. And if you'd like to book with me, I'm at audreyalison.com. Ooh, she hasn't appeared in any of the readings so far. Queen of Cups. This is a strong, psychic, intuitive female, water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. I'm getting a strong feeling of calm and secrecy, quiet, keeping something very private. Oh, that word again. Privacy, keeping something very private. We'll see what else comes up, but that's a psychic message for Taurus. Ace of Wands, action, 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 Mars in Cancer. Ace is the first, Mars is the fire, Mars in the first house of self for Cancer. Definitely time to get moving. I'm sorry, this isn't Cancer. Why am I saying that? I'm so sorry, it's Taurus. Oh, because Cancer, I get it. Cancer is the sign that Mars enters, but it's not the first house of self. What's the first house of self for you is Taurus. So with this Ace of Wands, it's about what you are passionate about. What is driving the Taurus? Maybe this is about getting moving in those third house endeavors for those Taurus writers. Even journaling and blogging and getting things out. It's the house of expression. And when I think of that, I think of the first house, express yourself. But the third and the first house have expression to them. And I'm just feeling something about these creative endeavors with the Ace of Wands too. That it might be time to initiate something strongly in that area for Taurus. Oh, here you are. Little Prince of Pentacles. See, there's the Taurus bull, and that's the sign of Venus, the planet representing Taurus. Protection of your health and wealth, 6th house. Oh, full moon. And now that's the 8th house. What's wrong with me? Oh, Jupiter direct. I got you. Okay. I still think protection of health and wealth. Now that Jupiter's direct in that 6th house for you, Taurus, you have more healing potential. And the Prince of Pentacles could just represent you in this reading, or another younger earth sign, male, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. Empress. Beautiful card. Empress is all things fertile, motherhood. Could also be the birthing of a creative endeavor. Just a beautiful card. Look at the sparkle in her earring. I love it. And that bird has a little cherry in his mouth. What's up with that? Something sweet to eat for Taurus. Why do I want to say that? Something sweet to eat. Maybe Taurus is, oh, I get it. It's that waistline thing we're talking about. Jupiter in the 6th, expanding the desire for sweet treats. Maybe Taurus is eating so many desserts. That could be it. But the Empress is fertility, abundance, and even creative expansion. Motherhood too, nurturing energy. Major Arcana card. What else do you have? 5 of Pentacles. Pentacles for the Taurus, the earth sign. But forget the lack mentality. Get that out of your mind. You have everything you need. Some of you are holding your endeavors privately to yourself, which is always smart. Don't discuss too much about what you're doing until it's almost done or it's done. Oh, wow, look at this. Yeah, thank you. I'm like, sorry I was so confused earlier, but now I'm really getting this. Some of you are keeping your pregnancy quiet. This is absolutely what that can mean together. Keeping quiet, Ace of Wands, fertilization. It's a phallic card for intercourse or getting the seed planted. Empress being, this combination is pregnancy, totally. This is you hush-hush about it. And what reminded me to say that is you don't want to announce pregnancy too early. If you keep things quiet, chances are they won't get spoiled. And I'm hearing the fruit won't be spoiled. Oh, I'm getting that. With this bird triggered me with that cherry in his mouth about sweet treats. Now I'm getting the fruit won't be spoiled if you keep a lot of information to yourself. So maybe it's about don't announce your pregnancy until you at least pass the 2nd trimester or something like that. Don't focus on losing anything, losing out financially, losing out of your creative endeavors, because you don't want to manifest your own drama. If you're thinking about things that are too negative, that's what you're going to get, more negative. Things that are positive should be kept here without so much worry. If you can try to do it, it would be beneficial, especially for those of you in the age range where you can conceive and you're actually wanting to have babies. For those of you who are men and for those of you who aren't in the age bracket, obviously this won't apply to you. This could be creative endeavors and birthing your book. Because I think Taurus has something to say. Because your 3rd house is lit up. I think something needs to be said, Taurus. And you might want to just put it down on paper or in your computer and publish that little puppy. I hope this was helpful. I'm wishing you a sweet June, Taurus. Remember, the sky is limitless, so reach for the stars. Hi everyone. I wanted to take a minute to discuss the HENERGIE temporary tattoos and the new moon intention bracelets. I am running a promo from the 4th of May through the 31st, and these are the HENERGIE tattoos that Melis Accessories makes, and you can get them for abundance, renewal, love, romance, and balance. So the ones I'm wearing are for love and romance. I did them myself. That's how effortless they are. They're $30 with 10% off. They last for 3 to 5 days, depending on how well you take care of them. And it's really spectacular. I'm excited about this because the new moon intention bracelets also come with a ritual that you can perform on any new moon. And they range between $42 and $69, I believe. No, $42 and $79. And here is a picture of the bracelets. I'm actually getting some myself, but they are beautiful. They absorb the energy of the light of the moon, and they come with instructions for you. So I thought this is perfect combination for Melis and I to link up. And you know, Mother's Day is coming up, so these are great gifts for people to adorn themselves with the tats without having the real tattoos, because I have those too. Those don't go away. So I thought this would be a really fun thing to get involved in. And for 10% off, you can't beat that. So if you use the code GEMMY in the link that's provided at the bottom of the Show More section, just below the video, whether you're watching these in Vimeo or YouTube, they have the link below. So check that out and use the code to get your discount. And I appreciate your support. Have a beautiful day.